Welcome to Land Academy. I'm Jack Butala.
I'm Jill DeWit.
We show you how to buy real estate for half of what it's worth.
And sell it on the internet really fast.
We are Jack and Jill,
and this is the Jack and Jill Show too.
With over 15,000 completed transactions, we're the experts at acquiring property.
Of all kinds, not just land.
For half price and flipping them for way more.
All right, let's get this show started.
Jack Butala with Jill DeWit.
Hello, happy Friday.
Welcome to our show today. In this episode, Jill and I talk about how do you cash in and cash out of a full real estate transaction if you're brand new in 45 days.
Exactly.
Before we get into it, though, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landacademy.com online community. It's free.
Okay. Michael asked this question. If I purchase a property on a quitclaim deed and I attempt to record it, will I have to pay all the back taxes and get it current? Love this.
This is a good question. So, and it comes up a lot. And the answer is no. So you can purchase a property, any type of property. You can purchase a house with no back taxes. I mean, with back taxes on it. And so the back taxes, they follow the property around. If you've been into this for a while, it seems like a question that somebody should probably know, a question that you know the answer to immediately. But when you really think about it, no, it's kind of confusing. And we're all used to buying houses where everything gets prorated by a title agent, and they do all the work for you. So, or it's just kind of an unwritten rule that a purchaser and a seller split certain fees and don't. So those are unwritten rules. Just like I said, when you purchase a property on a quitclaim deed from somebody, or you sell it to them, and there's some taxes accumulated, or any liens for that matter, it travels with the property. And as long as you disclose it, if you've got a nice piece of property, you sell it for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. It's got $1,000 worth of back taxes. You don't feel like paying them off, and you fully disclose it entirely. And if the buyer's got a little bit of experience, there's nothing wrong with that at all. We do it all the time.
Exactly.
In fact, it creates a little bit of a perception that they're getting a deal.
It's true.
And maybe they are.
Well, I've even posed it this way with some buyers. Like, here's a nice thing: you can record. You're spending the money in the property today. Obviously, buying the property. You don't have to catch up the taxes today. If you want to wait and do it in 90 days or something like that to get it current, you can do that. Some of the buyers don't know that. They think that it has to be all done. That they have to send in a check that day, and so it's kind of a nice. Seriously, they can budget and plan their money. I'm
going to tell a story.
Okay.
Quite some time ago, because Jill and I get hordes of tax bills in all the time. So there's, from all counties all over the country. And so there's boxes sometimes of tax bills that need to be scanned. We scan them and put them on the server. And sometimes new people come in and they see that and they think that, we're criminals, like we're not paying our taxes. And, I've gotten tax bills. If you own 1,000 properties in one county, you get a tax bill. It's, $87,000.
Right.
If someone who's brand new, they just freak out about it. And so, but when you take 1,000 divided by 87,000, you have $87 worth of taxes.
Yeah, it's
back
not a big
taxes
deal.
on each property.
Right.
So you can explain $87 to anybody.
Right.
Am I going to write an $87,000 check to make sure it's current? No.
Right.
I'm going to explain to the new buyer. Say there's 87. We're taking $100 off. And there's $87 worth of taxes.
There you go.
So
exactly.
And if they have problems with that, then
they're not the right buyer.
They aren't.
Right.
If you have a question or you want to be in the show, reach out to either one of us on landacademy.com. It's free. Today's topic, and this is one of Jill's. Jill loves this topic. How to cash in and out of a real estate deal, if you're relatively new, in 45 days, start to finish. So, Jill, what are the basic? I know you did a blog about this, or I think it was in the newsletter actually.
And we did a show about it. It started with a show because we get this question all the time. I'm full time. How long does it take me? So we just came up with a magical, you could do it in 45 days. That was what it started. And then we dissected it in a couple different places, like on the show and then in a blog. And then I really dissected it in a newsletter. So I'll cover it loosely here, just give you an idea. But it's because I wanted people to see that you can really do it while having a full-time job and only doing a couple hours on the weekend.
Yeah.
Or on a Tuesday night, whenever you have time, whatever it is. My thing is, Sunday afternoon. Everybody's that time when the kids are playing out back and wife's cooking a nice dinner and you have some time to get on the computer, you can do this.
Right. This also serves as, you could co-title this as the anatomy of a real estate deal, because these are the basic things that you need to get any real estate deal done with like a Jack and Jill twist to it.
All right.
So go ahead.
Okay. So my first thing was the beginning, and I really made this so it's a really slow, methodical thing. First, we're going to, putting aside, what you're doing in the education, you're past all that. You're now ready to do a deal. So you're going to spend a couple hours on a Sunday just identifying a county. That's it. You're going to sit and do your research. You're going to look at maps. You're going to look at census
density.
maps and that. And, look at some counties. You're going to look at some comps. You're going to see what's available in these areas, what things are kind of selling for. Make sure that it's in your price range, and in an area that you can maybe get GIS, and look up the recording process, just some little things, mainly, and just make sure that there are properties, not a ton of properties available, and it passes all your tests.
I call it testing for reason. So is it, if you're looking at 3 counties, let's say, is it reasonable that if I get 5 or 6 or 10 people that call me back or send back an offer, is it reasonable that I can look this up pretty quickly and see that, yeah, it's a pretty good deal? I mean, or is it one of these counties that they're so rural that it's going to take days and days of research to figure out where the property is? I mean, we're making it easier with a lot of the tools that we're rolling out to do this. One of them is Parcel Fact, where you can find just about any property, but it's a testing for reason phase, and so you can come up with 1 or 2 counties during that phase. It's not a couple hours. It shouldn't. Yeah,
just a couple hours. Right. So on a Sunday afternoon, I said 3 to 4 hours. Okay, so now and you that's it. You're done, and you come back to it next week. Okay, now we're on week 2. What do I do? If I've got the county all figured out, now I'm going to really pull the data. So I'm going to identify, source, pull the data, download it, and I'm going to send it to my printer because I can do that all at the same time in just a matter of hours.
Yeah, exactly. With the Land Academy tool set, as a member, you have access to RealQuest Pro and LetterStream for 49 cents, whether you send out 10 offers or 10 million. So we have spent literally a year to make this incredibly simple. The way that we have done it in the past, and every step of the way it's gotten easier until to this point. You pull the RealQuest data versus pulling data from anywhere else is much, much, much easier. And doing a mail merge, which LetterStream does for you, it couldn't be easier. So yeah, that's great. So how many hours do you give that?
I'll give it just a couple hours. Again, I probably don't even need. I keep telling, like in my example, 3 to 4 hours because I'm assuming you're new at this.
Yeah.
So I'm giving you some time.
Good.
So all right, now that's it.
Heard
Mailers went out. Thank you. Mailer. You don't read my newsletter? Jack, I know you don't read the newsletter. I know. It might be. You might get something out of that.
I wonder if people who work at a newspaper, well, no one works at a newspaper anymore. Do they read the whole paper, or they just read the stuff that they write?
You know what's funny? I count on you not reading the newsletter. So there's stuff that I put in there that I'm like, I'm going to throw this out there to the community, and he's never going to know. I count on you not reading the newsletter.
Now I have to read it.
Nah. So, all right. So that's week 2. Okay, now we're on week 3. So now you're sitting back. Now here come the returned mail. The offers are coming back. Maybe some phone calls are coming back. Now you're gathering and you're fielding all that data. And I did a whole week on that. Just get it all in, put it all in a system, put it in a spreadsheet basically, so you have it all lined up. What the offers are, who called you back, did they accept your offer, and that kind of thing. And that's it.
Yeah, and there's tools that make that real easy. Jill's developing a tool called JillLive.com, where her people answer your telephone and get the information that you need. And that'll speed that up. If you're brand new, I don't suggest it because I really think you need to answer your own phone for a while.
But if you work during the day and you can't, it's for the times that you can't.
Right. So
there you go. But you should at least be calling them back. I mean,
yes,
my staff,
you should make contact with them
JillLive.com will help you with the inbound calls when you're not available.
But they're not going to do the deal for you.
No. Not yet, anyway. Anyway, that's coming. All right, so that's week 3. Now week 4, now you're doing your research. You're sitting down. Week 4, a couple hours. You've gathered all the data. You've got, who knows, 10, 20, 30, I don't know, people that reached out to you.
Some number, yeah.
Depending on how much
Some
you
number
mailed.
between 5 and 20.
Mm-hmm. And now you are doing your due diligence. Now you're going back and going, all right, now do I really want to buy the property? Now I'm looking up what's the tax situation? All right, who's alive, who's not alive? You're all those little details, making sure that you can close the deals that you want.
Is the property conveyable? Is there access? So let's say they do 7 or 8 come back. You want to, especially if you're really new, the first deal you want to do is it needs to be the best of the bunch.
Right.
So
line them all up. It's got to be the easiest.
You can mitigate risk completely.
Exactly. So week 5, now you're closing the deal.
It gets more and more fun as you go through the 45-day period. The fun stuff's at the end.
Yeah. Okay, so week 5 is now you're buying it, and at the same time that you're buying it, because you already know you're buying it, it's all going through. At the same time, you're setting up to, it's the one property. You're setting up to have the notary, meet your seller, have the deed already, them to sign it, and come back to you. And while you're doing all that, you are creating your posting to promote and advertise the property all at the same time. Because remember, once the deed is signed, it's yours. It doesn't have to be recorded yet. Once it's signed, it's yours. So that's why you can turn around and advertise it the same day that the notary says it's done and it's on its way back. So you've already ready to go and you push the button and now you're selling it. So, and then you want to add on to that?
No, it's perfect.
Okay.
Or, if it's a larger deal, you close it through escrow. And if you chose the right escrow company, they're going to, you're jumping up and down on the desk, like I do sometimes. They'll get it done real fast for you.
Exactly.
It's real easy to get these deals done. Notaries love doing these deals. There's no real estate agents and there's no lender. So it takes all the work out of it.
Right.
Well, almost all of it.
Cool. So, and then week 6, now you're selling it.
Yeah.
That's it. And you know what? And this is something I want to spend a minute on because people don't believe us, and it's so true. And I always encourage people to reach out to our members to ask our members who have sold anywhere from 10 to 50 properties in a month and they're out of inventory.
Yeah.
Is this true? And the answer is yes. And why? Because we buy it right. Selling this properties really is not a big deal for us. So people look at us going, well, how do you sell it so fast? Well, because it's a great property and it's really priced well. I don't have to think about it. So when I say week 6 is selling it, I mean week 6 is selling it.
There's a reason that we constantly talk about acquisitions and don't talk about sales so much.
Correct.
Sales is so automatic. When you buy a property for less than half of what it's worth,
right?
That's one of our slogans, I think. Selling it's not that hard.
Turn to page 2.
Oh. This is show number 400.
4 and 5.
405. I don't have the script map.
No, not yet. No, you don't. That's clear.
So we don't spend a lot of time talking about sales because it's so automatic.
It really is.
4 or 5 places on the internet that post a property like this.
Like Landpin?
Like Landpin, Landwatch, the Land and Farm. Zillow,
like
Trulia,
Landpin.
Craigslist.
Yeah.
Landpin is the one we own.
That's the best.
And, there's people that live and die, buyers, live and die by monitoring these websites to find great deals.
Right.
So, in fact, you should start collecting them like we do.
I was thinking of new slogans. Landpin, because the thing about Landpin, by property investors for property investors. Because there's a lot of sites out there that they're not really doing deals like we. I like this. I just came up with that. That's what I'm going to use.
The slogan right now is rock bottom priced land.
I know.
But I like yours too.
Buy property investor. Well, because it's important to know, by the way. It's just a little side note. But Landpin, we created it out of a need for not being able to sell our properties the right way.
So buy property investors for property investors. So BY, not BUY.
Buy P.
Brought to you by property investors for land investors. I like it.
Okay. Just a thought. Anyway, but I wanted to say that. So week 6 is now you're selling it, and it really can happen that fast.
Yeah, and again, so every step of the way, I hope I didn't interrupt you, but my point is there's a hard way and an easy way to do all this stuff. So you're going to really, really help yourself a lot. if you take credit cards on your website or on, we're hooking up Landpin right now so that you can, on behalf of you, for you, you'll have your own vendor account. You can take credit cards there. So whether you're selling on terms or for cash, when somebody wants to buy it, they don't really necessarily have to make 3 or 4 phone calls or attempts to contact you. They just press the button and buy it and process the deal. So there's easy all along the way. And don't expect out of yourself to do this perfectly the first time.
Correct.
Don't sit around and plan for 45 days and then start the process.
True. That's not what that's for.
The first 45 days is for really screwing some stuff up.
Just do one,
Yeah.
slow, methodical, like we spelled out, and now you got this. And now you can do another one, and another one, and another one. And after 10, that's kind of my little thing. After 10, you're going to feel like a pro.
And every step of the way, reach out to other members who are doing it too.
Yeah. We were all there once.
SuccessPlans.com.
Yeah.
It's probably how you found this podcast. I put together that site a long time ago. It's a community of all of us.
Yeah.
They'll help you.
Totally.
Or maybe not. Maybe they'll laugh at you.
They won't. You're so silly. Good thing it's Friday.
So what's in the newsletter that I don't know about?
Oh, my goodness. All kinds of things. We'll get to that.
Are there like psalms and is it all religious?
You're right. No. No, it's email Jack these questions.
Devil worship?
Watch what happens. Just kidding. No. Silly.
Join us in another episode where Jack and Jill discuss how to use information, that's me,
And inspiration, that's me.
to get just about anything you want.
We use it every day for our sanity and to buy property for half of what it's worth and sell it immediately.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition. What a week.
Am I hearing music from the pier?
I don't know.
I think there's something going on over there. Maybe that's cool.
Yeah.
Love it. I'm glad it's Friday.
Me too.
I can't wait to hear. I hope the waves are showing up in these shows.
Yeah, I'm sure that
So
they are.
they're really good.
And I can't wait to see whether or not they're so annoying that it's just going to stop everybody from listening to the
It
whole
kind
show.
of might. That's true.
No, I think, when have you ever had a bad time when there's waves crashing around and stuff?
No, none.
I can think of a couple times I wish I wasn't on a boat at that time.
Right.
But most of the time, it's all fun and margaritas and stuff.
Exactly.
Information and inspiration to buy undervalued property.
We are Jack and Jill, and this was the Cash Flow from Land Show.
We are the experts at acquiring property
Of all kinds, not just land,
for half price, just so we can flip it for way more.
and really fast. Thanks for listening.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.